Hello everyone and welcome to Club Reaction to Sparta Prague 1 Rangers 0. A very disappointing night in Prague for Rangers. Really not good at all. I'm going to try my hardest not to go into full rant mode. There was moments in the game tonight that I thought Rangers were okay. There were other moments where we were far from okay. Anyway, I'm your host Scott Carney and it's the OGs are back together. First off, Ali Pearson, how's it going, mate?
Not too bad. Apart from that result, obviously, it puts us a bit up shit creek in terms of getting out of that league, but as what it is, we'll get into it in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, Scotia, how's it going, mate?
I think he froze there.
That's kind of
how he is. Yeah,
it kind of sums up the night tonight, I suppose, doesn't it? Scotia, how's it going? You all right? You still there?
No, we'll need to do it without him. He's frozen.
To leave it keeps freezing, man. Speak to you later.
Right.
That's a crack start podcast.
It's ridiculous.
Can hear you now. Can hear you now.
I can hear you now.
Just every now and again it freezes, and then I can't hear what you're saying. So unless you want to persevere, or
you're
not,
fine at the moment.
Persevere.
So.
We'll keep going. How are you, Scott? Oh, no, right.
Oh, you're taking the piss. I thought he'd actually properly frozen there. He's gone.
Scotia has properly taken the piss there.
Very good start to this, isn't it?
Yes, I kind of sums up the night that we've just had, mate, to be honest. So me and you'll crack on together, mate. So we'll jump into the game. The team was nobody predicted it. I don't think if you predicted that one, then you probably should have put a bet on it. McGregor, Tavernier, Balogun, Bassey, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Bakuna, Roof, Aribo, and Chikala. Nobody predicted this team.
No, back line you could predict, to be honest. I think Ryan says Bakuna. He thought it was a wee curveball who came in. To be honest, when I looked at the lineup, I thought that's quite attacking. There's a bit of pace in there with Sakala up front as well. Roof was there. Aribo was where I like him to play further up the park. And I was actually quite happy with the team because the back line that's all we had to really choose from. I know there was a young lad on the bench. I think they can play centre half, but we were down to the bare bones at the back. But in terms of midfield to front, I thought it looked attacking, and I was looking forward to the game when I seen that.
Yeah, so was I. I was a wee bit shocked at it, to be honest. I didn't expect it. Obviously, Gerrard confirmed before the game that Goldson's picked up a knock, so he wasn't going to risk him travelling or anything like that. So he wants him obviously fit for Sunday. So that's
a positive. I would say while you're on that, Carney, that's a positive. I thought with Goldson just having a knock, I thought he might have been a close contact again with COVID. So I thought that was a positive that he sounds like he'll be ready for Sunday.
Yeah, maybe shines a light on what game Gerrard sees more important, possibly.
Yeah. You know what this season's worth if you win this league this season. So
100%, yes, mate, 100%. But it's the form thing, mate. It's going to continue to creep up until we start playing football. I know we're winning games. Obviously, Gerrard can kind of shoot down as many reporters as he likes in press conferences when they're asking about the form, and yes, we're sitting top of the league, blah blah, but I don't know what not blah blah, we are top of the league, that is the most important thing, but the form is a massive question mark, and tonight shows it again. We have got no points from the first two games. Sparta, in my personal opinion, were there for the taking tonight. I don't think they're particularly good, but for whatever reason, especially in the second half, and before we even get into it, it's just a quick kind of roundup of it, is we just don't do enough. Rangers we're not doing enough just now. It's just safe side to side, tappy football, not penetrating enough, and it's becoming really frustrating to watch. I don't know how you feel about that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I've talked about the tempo for a while, and I think Ryan mentioned Hunting Parks last year. Don't see it this year at all. It's very predictable. To set up against Rangers now, you know how they're going to play. It is predictable. Teams know how we play now. We've been playing it for, 3 seasons now. So, But when you play it, you need to play with a high tempo and hunt the ball back, get it back, go again, high intensity. And there really isn't that at the moment. And I know we've not had the same team week in, week out, and we keep chopping and changing all the time, which doesn't help. I know we've had injuries, COVID, suspensions, but we continually say it in this pod, we're waiting for that performance. And yet again, it's another game gone by where we've not got it again.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to address something right from the start here, mate. Is obviously tonight it was kids in the stadium, and it sounded a wee bit like a soccer aid match or something like that was on the telly a few weeks ago. It was very, very high pitched kind of noise, if you like, but they booed Glenn Kamara every time he got the ball, which is a sad state of affairs for a country to be in, considering Glenn Kamara was racially abused. It was the boy was convicted of racially abusing Glenn Kamara, and I think it just shows the way that the media and whatever else over there has portrayed this incident. This is shocking. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, Sparta Prague were supposed to be playing in an empty stadium tonight against us because of racist chanting. They've let 10,000 kids in tonight. I think the whole point behind letting kids in was to try and educate them in terms of going forward. They're the new breed coming forward in terms of this is how you conduct yourselves. And for kids, I think they said they were as old as 10, so 10 years and down, to be booing Glenn Kamara because of the colour of his skin is. I've never been to the Czech Republic. In fact, my flatmate's actually going to the Czech Republic for a wedding tomorrow. But they must be miles behind everyone else in terms of how to conduct yourself, and it's scum. It's scummy behaviour. And yet again, we've faced another team from the Czech Republic, and it's the same stuff again. And I'll be honest, I think it affected Glenn Kamara tonight. I don't think Glenn Kamara was that great. When he was on the booking, I seen it coming. You'll talk about the red later, but I seen it coming. And it's shocking, utter shocking. And to be fair to BT Sports tonight, they brought it up at halftime. They brought it up during the game as well. They highlighted it. I looked on Twitter during the game. There were a lot of guys with a lot of high-profile guys highlighting it again. And 10-year-old kids, it just shows how they've been brought up over there. And it's scum, utter scum. That's all it is.
It's a sorry state of affairs for a country to be in. It really is. And the fact that it's kids, you're like, fuck. Yes, the problem there is the root runs deep, as they say. Anyway, we'll move into the game. Bacuna lined up in the midfield with Davis and Kamara, which is a wee bit different than what we've seen of them so far. But Rangers started really well, I thought, in the first 10. We were looking sharp, we were looking good, we were putting good passes together. But the first save comes from McGregor. Sparta fast to get forward. Bassi loses his footing. Kind of for the second time of the match, the ball squared back. Boy takes a touch to his right hand side, hits the shot. It's going towards the top corner, but it's a great save from McGregor. But even after that, Sakala, Aribo, Kamara, Davis, I think they all looked quite bright and quite sharp from the start. Would you go along with that, Ali?
Yeah, I thought, I would say up to about 25, 30 minutes. I thought Rangers were the better team. I thought they looked more like the Rangers we'd seen last season, which we keep referring to quite a lot of the time, and they were moving the ball quick. I thought Joe Aribo playing in that the right hand side of the front three, where I like to see him, was terrorising them down that way. I thought he was outstanding at times, Joe Aribo, just his touches, he was gliding past them. And yeah, at that point, after 10, 20 minutes, I thought, no, we looked the better team here. And I honestly really thought we'd go in and get a goal. I really did. But I mean, that save from McGregor, you would expect it from McGregor that the quality is, but it was a good save. But it was just a wee inkling in terms of that back line of Rangers was always there for the taking tonight. And as good as we were middle to front, the first 25, 30 minutes, I always had the fear at the back that would make an arse of something, to be honest.
Well, you're probably not wrong, mate. You make a great point about Aribo, though. How good he plays when he plays out in that right-hand side, and the kind of freedom that he has. He doesn't have to think about his defensive duties as much, and he's got the freedom to play the way he wants to play. I think now it's kind of unarguable that that's his best position now. He should be playing there more often than not, that's for sure. But as I say, we did start well. Aribo, you just mentioned it, he did a good flick for Tav down the right hand side. Then in the second phase when he was down down towards the byline, getting himself inside one as a corner. But again, we were just looking a wee bit shaky at the back. There was a few there was no conviction in our passes at the back. So Tav at one point as well gave an absolute shocker of a back pass to McGregor. It's as if we just looked a wee bit nervy. Look, this is a very changed back line. Not a very changed. You've got two mainstays in Tav and Barisic, Bassey and Balogun playing together. Obviously, this is the first time I think we've seen Bassey at centre-back in a competitive match. So we're going to take a wee bit of adjustment from him, but some of the decision-making and things at the back are, it's just shambolic. It really is. And it's, I don't know about this, I don't know if it's a worry or not, but Goldson hasn't been playing great, yeah, but when he's not there, you notice that he's not there.
Yeah. I said that the last time Goldson didn't play, when he was out with COVID. I said you knew he wasn't in the team because he's got a bomb scare moment in him this season, Goldson, but he's a talker. He organises that back line. I just thought at times nobody talked to each other on that back line. You could tell that they played together. And Bassey, I mean, McInnes made a point in BT Sports that he was watching a Leicester's under-23 game and he was looking at a guy, and Bassey actually played centre-half. He was part of a three at the back, actually, but he played at the back. But tonight, I'm not going to slaughter Bassey because that isn't his position. But going forward, that is not his position going forward, Bassey. He did not look comfortable whatsoever. Balls into the box, caught under them half the time. And it was, I just thought, we've been like this all season at the back. We've just got that shakiness about us. And I don't know what it is because last season we were rock solid. And this season when a team actually attacks us, you kind of shite yourself, to be honest, because you think they're going to score every time they attack us.
Yeah, well, that became more evident definitely later on in the match. But for all the good start that we did have, and we've just praising a few players, it's Sparta obviously score from a corner kick, flick header to kind of the near. It was a cross to the near post. It's kind of a flicked header. It's up and over, hits the back post and goes in. Alan McGregor tries his best to disagree with goal line technology, but obviously it's well over. And yes, Rangers were good in the first 30 minutes, but we didn't make a clear-cut opportunity. And there is no point in dominating matches, mate, and not creating at least one clear goal-scoring opportunity. You can have all the possession you want in the world, but you have to create chances.
Yeah. Possession means nothing if you don't put the ball in the back of the net. And I thought, again, I think Ryan says it quite a lot in the pod, it's too tippy-tappy at times. We never take a shot. Nobody takes a shot because you never know what happens. Goalkeeper could spill it, deflection, anything can happen. And we don't do it. It's trying to slice, it's trying to play that wee slice ball through the defence all the time. And it's hard to do it. It's just too tippy-tappy for me at times. We really need to start shooting, to be honest, but that's been Rangers for the last 3 years. Our midfield don't shoot. I think whether they're told not to shoot, I don't know, but it's frustrating because we have a lot of possession but don't really do much with it. That goalkeeper theirs wasn't tested that much tonight, if you're being honest, really, for all the possession we had.
I don't think he made one save that you would class as a good save, mate. The couple that I can think of, the kind of shots were kind of straight at him. It was nothing really going to cause him any real danger whatsoever. Which again, it's not. You're not going to get anywhere in the league. Never mind in European football when you're creating chances like that. Bacuna then comes off for Hadji. Looks like an injury, a thigh injury. He sort of ran off to start with when he was going off, so I didn't know what was going on at first. But as he came off, you seen him talking to Gerrard, and later on it showed that he had an ice pack on his thigh. Thoughts on Bacuna? I think in spells he looked really good. I think some of his passes look really, really crisp, and he's not shy to try and play a kind of forward pass, especially into feet. So I think he's a wee bit of a baller, and I think there's more to come from him. Just a shame that he picked up the injury.
Yeah, I thought he was not too bad for the time he was on the park. I thought he looked positive when he had the ball all the time. He was linking well. Just a shame for the boys. His first start for Rangers, and you could see when he was coming off the park, he looked gutted, and to get that looked like a thigh strain or a muscle injury, whatever it is. So it's disappointing for him because he's he's got a spot there, and he was probably hoping he could nail that spot down possibly and going forward, and it's a setback for him. But Hadji come on from Scotia's man Hadji, but I felt sorry for Bacuna because I thought he was a bright light in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I thought he was looking quite good, and it was interesting seeing him in that midfield three instead of part of the front three. But I think it was probably the right decision from the get-go, really, to be honest, because Aribo plays much better out on that right-hand side, in my opinion. So it was good to see him. It's just a shame. Hopefully the knock's not too bad. Rangers really struggled to get anything going, though, after conceding. The rest of the first half is a kind of non-event. And it's half-time. Sparta 1, Rangers 0. Your thoughts at half-time, Ali? To be honest, I didn't really know how to feel.
Yeah, a sloppy goal to give away, to be honest. A set piece. Steve Davis is usually a man in the post all the time. I think we were saying in the group chat, and he wasn't there. So what happens when you get nobody in the posts. But we should be dealing with that, to be honest. But apart from that, really, I thought Rangers were comfortable, to be honest. I know we didn't create as much, but we looked more dangerous than they did, I would say. And yeah, I was disappointed to be 1 down because I didn't think they deserved to be 1 up at half-time, Sparta. But I thought, no, there's goals here for us. And I thought we could walk away from this game at least a point in the second half. If we came out the second half and played the way we played the first 30 minutes, I was confident we would get a chance and take one and at least maybe get a point for that game. But no, at half time, I wasn't angry or anything. I was just disappointed that we were behind. Sloppy goal for defence, and but I thought we could definitely get something from this game.
Yeah, I don't think there was enough coming from certain players, though, to be honest, mate, at half-time. I thought Roof was poor the entire match, to be honest, never mind just in the first half. I thought he was really poor. Barisic as well seemed to struggle. Tav as well at points, just struggling to kind of do anything. But again, it's... Steve Davis was trying his best, I think, to get something going. I thought he was pretty decent in the first half, but I think we lost a lot when we moved Joe Aribo back into the midfield three and pushed Hadji forward. I thought we lost a lot of our attacking edge. So we'll just jump into the second half, mate, and the worst possible way you could possibly think of starting a half. We were let off to look big time. Sparta break forward from a loose play from Rangers out on our right-hand side. The ball squared across to the boy. It's pretty much an open goal. I know Alan McGregor's running over to try and cover it, but he smashes it off the bar. That kind of set the tone for the rest of the half, Ali.
Yeah. Again, it's just a ball down the channel through the middle, and we're getting cut open by simple balls. I mean, real simple balls, and
again, though, by teams that are not even that great. But it's simple. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but it's happening week in, week out at the moment. You can look at every single game we've played this season, and teams are doing it. I mean, Dundee done it at the weekend. I mean, come on, it's happening all the time, and we keep saying we need to cut it out, and we don't. And I don't know what it is, because Hibs. We'll come on to Hibs probably in the preview coming up in the next pod. But with that boy Boyle, they'll have a field day. Hibs do really well. But no, that boy's got to score that. That's an utter sitter, by the way. And when he missed that, I thought that's a major out of jail Rangers. And I just thought, right, that's the kick up the arse you need to then motor on. But obviously, about 2 minutes later, we didn't learn our lesson, which will come on to no doubt.
Yeah, we really didn't. We were literally the ball straight back up the other side of the pitch. Sakala had the ball in the net, but it was ruled offside. Correctly ruled offside. And then Sparta are away again. This time the offers blasted into the side of the net, but again it's a simple ball over the top. And I can't remember Rangers ever looking this vulnerable at the back, especially under Gerrard.
I honestly, I know we can say it's a makeshift centre half pairing in Balogun and Bassey, but even Tav at the moment, just balls down the side of him. Get him turned at the moment. It's very worrying, the back line at the moment, and I can't I don't think anyone can put their finger on it, because we were so rock solid last season, and this season we just look a shadow of ourselves at the back, and communication's poor, and It's a major worry going forward, that back line, because we miss Hollander big style, and tonight, I know folk give him a hard time, Goldson, because maybe his last performance wasn't great, but again, we need Goldson. If Goldson get injured going forward, I'd have the utter fear going forward with what we've got left, because it's not good enough.
And especially with Hollander being out for a length of time as well, if they both were to end up injured, it would it's a real worry. McGregor's called into action after that again. Sparta kind of carving us open at will. We're really struggling to put any sort of passing moves together. Hadji didn't get into the game at all, really, for the whole of the game that he was on. Still not enough coming from Roof. He did have one cross that probably deserved an end product. It was right across the face of the goal. That was a cracking cross, but nobody could get it onto the end of it. And as I mentioned we're talking about half time there. Dropping Aribo back into that midfield just took away. It took away our attacking ability. Now, why would Gerrard not say, Hadji, swap, you come back, Aribo, go back out to where you were?
Well, Hadji done an interview last week when he was at a presser, and he was asked, and he said he likes playing in the middle, and we persist playing him on the right-hand side. And tonight he's seen why Joe Aribo should be playing on the right-hand side of a front three, because it terrorises teams. And that's why I texted in the group chat. As soon as he was dropped into that midfield, Aribo, I thought he absolutely wasted in that midfield. And it just took that attacking edge on the right-hand side away from us. And he must be seeing what we are seeing, surely. And Hadji tonight, I mean, I know you're saying about Roof. Roof was not great at all. There was a wee spell in the second half for about 5 minutes where it was all right, but nah. Sorry, you need to do better, Roof, than that. Morelos will come back in Sunday. He won't be playing Roof. But I thought Hadji tonight, I know we've said he's maybe that missing guy, but I thought he was extremely poor tonight, Hadji, when he came on. I thought his touches were poor. I think the bit at the end of the game kind of summed him up when we should have got a corner and he filled that guy, but he was really poor tonight, Hadji, really poor. And yeah, I was gutted when Joe Aribo went back into that three, because he was wasted, absolutely wasted, and how Gerrard doesn't see that is beyond me, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't agree more, mate. I just think everybody kind of seen it, but we're all messaging just why different people messaging why is Aribo dropped back and Hadji out there. It's a strange one. It really is a strange one. Their sub Kamar Roof comes off, as we've just spoke about, quite a poor night for him. Alfredo Morelos comes on into the last 20 minutes and Kamara is sent off for a second yellow. I'm not really sure how to approach this one, mate, to be completely honest. Both bookings may be a bit harsh. I think the second one is especially harsh for him to get sent off, and I don't really know what to say, mate, because you couldn't script this stuff.
Playing in the crowd.
Maybe you could, mate, and maybe that's a worrying thing that you could script it. Maybe that's the thing.
I think you can. I think BT commentators summed it up quite nicely tonight, and fair play to him. He played to the crowd, 100%. Yep. The first booking for Kamara, it was probably a booking, to be honest. Second booking, never a booking, and he's played to the crowd. And can you write that script tonight, honestly? Kamara must be sitting there going, I don't want to go back. I don't want to play a team for Czech Republic ever again, honestly. And I know we touched on the children at the beginning, and I hope they get hammered, Sparta, again. I really do, but they're obviously not going to get hammered, because that was their hammering last year, and they get fans in, even though it was kids, and still racially abusing. So I don't know how you stop it, but it's never a red card. It's never 2 yellows. The first one, yeah, but the second one, no, I'm sorry. It's not a yellow, and kind of summed Kamara's night up, to be honest, didn't it? And it's a sad state of affairs that's how it ended for Kamara tonight, and he's booed off the park as well once again. And we've not heard Gerrard obviously tonight, but I'm sure he might mention this one tonight. But I don't know what else to say on it. I really don't. Yeah. I don't want to give a lot of airtime in these teams with what they do now, because it's just scum.
It is. It's just disgusting. It really is. But we'll move on, mate. Aribo then comes off for Lundstrom. Rangers have about 13 minutes at this point to rescue your point. We moved to a kind of 4-3-2 while in attack, but there was not really any joy at all coming from it. Sparta controlled the ball for the majority of the time remaining, Rangers having little luck going forward. But in all things considered, it's a really poor second half from Rangers. And that's even before the Kamara sending off, not creating enough chances, not testing the keeper enough, and ultimately allowing Sparta to hold on to a lead and not really putting any sort of pressure on them. As I say, the keeper didn't have a kind of... I didn't once go, oh, as if we'd nearly scored. I didn't have that kind of... Do you know what I mean? Like when you think, oh, that was nearly in, because we weren't close.
The only time was the time Tav got a bit of joy. It was the 91st minute when he get by that boy at the byline, pulled it back. And to be fair, the boy came back and got a last-ditch challenge to get it away. If he didn't touch that, I think it was Morelos at back with a tap in. Really the only time I got kind of off the seat. But yeah. Huffed and puffed Rangers, to be honest. I'm surprised he took Aribo off, because to me, he's the one danger guy. I wouldn't have taken Aribo off. I would have taken probably Sakala off. I thought he'd run his course at that point, Sakala. I thought he was decent, Sakala, first half. Second half, fell away a wee bit. I thought Lundstrom came on, added a bit of energy, tried to get things going. Lundstrom, I think he'll start Sunday. But yeah, huffed and puffed, and like the Motherwell game, I said to my flatmate, we could play all night and not score a goal here. So, I've seen it before.
I think we were lucky not to be beat by more than one goal as well, especially in the second half. The chance right at the start of the first, towards right the very end, obviously Rangers were committing players forward. We only had 10 players on the park, but they should have scored again. The kind of Sparta player was stretching for it, and his connection sent it just wide of the post. But yeah, we had a wee flurry at the end, if you like, a couple of corners, but again, nothing coming from it. It was all huff and puff and no end product at all. When it finishes, Sparta 1, Rangers 0. Ali, this puts us up against it now in this group. There's no doubt about it. We have to beat Bromby now and get 6 points, and then see where the dust lies after the 2 games.
Yeah, it's the worst start we've had in Europa League group section under Gerrard. No wins at all. Against, I'll be honest, I thought Sparta Prague were an average team, and we are better than Sparta Prague. We are better than Sparta Prague, but tonight we didn't show it. Sparta Prague probably deserved to win tonight. They did deserve to win tonight. We didn't do enough to justify a win. Some people could say we maybe deserved a draw because we had all the possession, but come on. I'd love to see how many shots on target we had. It's already having possession. They probably deserved to win with the amount of chances they had. And it's an uphill climb we've got now, to be honest. We've got back-to-back with Bromby. I know they get beat off of Leon tonight. A lot of people have written Bromby off already, saying that's 6 points, which it's a dangerous game, to be honest. Mm-hmm. We need to win the next 3 games, which is Bromby at home, Bromby away, and Sparta Prague at home. And we need a favour from Leon. We need Leon to take 6 points off Sparta Prague. That would leave us, this is all hypothetical, if we win our next 3, we'd be on 9. If Leon can take care of Sparta, they would be on 4, which would put us through going into the last game against Leon. So, but it's all if, buts and maybes. That's not how football works. We all know that, but it's going to be difficult now. But the next 2 games is a must 6 points. No, sorry, the next 3 games is a must 9 points for me. It really is.
Yeah, I 100% agree, mate. Especially the next 2. We have to get 6 points against Bromby now. There's no any doubt about it. We've really put ourselves up against it now. And the form thing is going to continue to be a question, mate. I don't doubt it. We're just not playing well. We're not playing good football at all. Okay, we're getting results in the league, yes, but in terms of Europe, it's not happening just now. And it looked like it might start happening in the first half, Rangers, but I don't want to be too critical in the first half. We showed flashes where we were quite good. We looked like we were breaking into some sort of form, but the second half is absolutely miles off where we need to be. And as again, these questions are going to continue to get asked.
Sorry, we must sound like absolute broken records in this podcast, because every week it seems to be Rangers play a decent 30, 35 minutes of one half and then don't show up for the other half.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know what half it's going to be. Sometimes they're dreadful the first half and all right the second half, and the other way around. And they need to start putting it together, Rangers, because I said it after the Dundee game at the weekend, they're going to get caught out in the league by somebody. They can't continually play this way, because we'll get caught out, and we've probably got we do. We'll have our toughest challenge in terms of the league coming up on Sunday. There'll be a tougher challenge, I'd even say, than Celtic. Hibs. They're flying at the moment. Hibs, they've got their tails up. They'll be looking at it tonight, us at the back going, they're definitely there for the taking, and Hibs will have a go at us on Sunday. Definitely have a go at us on Sunday.
No doubt about it, mate. Absolutely no doubt. They will come and they'll definitely have a go at us. Be prepared to see a lot of long balls over the top. That's with Martin Boyle running on it. That's definitely what's going to happen, mate. If you can, mate, pick a man of the match tonight.
Only one man. Joe Aribo for me was man of the match. I felt sorry for him when he was dropped in that midfield through the second half because he was lost in there, but only guy I thought that added something with that Rangers team. He's that one guy that something might happen, and there's another guy I'll say we're missing, and he's been slaughtered at the start of this season, Ryan Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Big time player for us, and you know when he's not in that Rangers team. We just lack creativity, I think, a lot of the time. Too easy, too simple balls, but if I had to give it to somebody tonight, it would be Joe Aribo.
Yeah. Based on his first half performance, mate, I think you're probably right. I don't think many get pass marks for the second half at all. I think nobody in the second half really kind of stood forward. And arguably you could shout out to McGregor as well, because he's made a couple of important saves for us tonight to keep the score at 1-0. But yeah, a disappointing night in Prague. We now move on to Sunday, which is going to be a tough home match against Hibs. So we'll be back with a club preview on Saturday morning. It should be with you, so keep your eyes peeled for that. So Ali, thank you for coming on and spending your Thursday evening talking about a defeat.
No problem, and I hope a lot of the listeners out there don't think we're too overly negative about it, but it is an immediate match reaction, and obviously your blood's pumping a wee bit, but I'd like to say that we say it how we see it. We don't sugarcoat it at all, any of us in Club at 22. So, I'm just hoping Sunday, and I say it every week in this podcast, I'm going to get my performance I'm looking for.
It's been a rather negative podcast. But again, performances like that, nights like that, leave you feeling flat. A lot of stuff tonight, even the off-the-ball stuff with Kamara and stuff, it leaves you feeling a wee bit flat, a wee bit pissed off. And I think we're quite right to be, but I don't see many try to take much positive from tonight. It was a kind of poor show all round. Again, maybe 30 minutes in the first half we looked okay, but as soon as we conceded, we completely dropped off and just didn't play our football and didn't click at any sort of form. So yeah, it is negative, I suppose, but that says Ali is spot on. We're always going to call it how we see it. But that'll do us. So we will be back, as I say, club preview will be with you on Sunday. We'll be discussing Hibs coming to Ibrox. So until we speak to you next time, we are Club at 22, the Champions Podcast. Cheers, everybody.